Hey guys, what's up? It's Noah here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I just wanted to recap my Players Cup 3. It was my first ever Pokemon tournament and I had a lot of fun playing in it. I'm just going to run through the team real quick and then tell you what I would have changed with the team and how it played out. So I really wanted to use some form of weather and I experimented with Sand, with Excadrill and Tyranitar early on, but it was really weak to Burns and Intimidates, and I just decided that Torkoal and Venusaur was the superior weather option. I ran into a bit of Politoed Kingdra actually in the tournament, but I handled it fairly easily. I think Torkoal Venusaur is the best weather option right now if you're looking at a weather core. So I had my fire and grass kind of core, like out of the fire water grass core, I had those two kind of in place. So from that I wanted a water Pokemon as well. And I settled on Dracovish mainly because I also really wanted to use Celesteela with Meteor Beam. And this is the first part of the team that I would change, is that Celesteela is a very, very good Pokemon. But I think what I would have done differently is instead of giving it the weakness policy, as you can see on the screen here, I would have probably given it the Power Herb that I was using earlier in the format. I mean, I think you guys saw it a little bit. I used the Power Herb Celesteela and it just went to town. Like Meteor Beam did so much damage, and then I could Dynamax it at +1, and it did so much more damage than a weakness policy Celesteela, for instance. And I got a one-turn rock type attack, and I didn't have to Dynamax. So that was, yeah, I think that's one part of the team that I really would have changed, was making Power Herb Celesteela instead of weakness policy Celesteela. I would have dropped Dracovish completely for a different water type. Most likely Urshifu Water. And the reason for that is it's still not weak to Intimidates, but it's a physical type. It's a physical attacker, which my team, as you can see, only had one of, which was Dracovish. So I really needed a physical attacker, and so I think Urshifu Water would have been another Pokemon I would have slapped on here instead of Dracovish. And yeah, and then Raichu I would have changed probably to Colossal with the weakness policy. And I would have slapped that Focus Sash on to Urshifu. I just think that makes the most sense for my team, to go ahead and have a set like that. Either that, or I would have used Tapu Fini with a Life Orb, and then dropped Raichu for something like, I don't know, like a more offensive Pokemon that can also run a... I would have run another Pokemon with a weakness policy, maybe Glastrier, for instance, to pair with Dusclops. And then I would have given Venusaur the Focus Sash. But yeah, I think Venusaur with Life Orb is strong, but I think Venusaur with Focus Sash is better because most of the time, if you want to max Venusaur, you're going to be doing it because of the passive damage of Gmax Vine Lash and to hit super effective damage, which in most cases you're not going to really need a Life Orb to do a ton of damage anyway. So yeah, I think that would have probably been the second part of the team. But yeah, moving on to how I actually did in the tournament. I finished, I think, 15 and 14, and I disconnected once. So as you can see, I finished almost exactly where I started at 1500. I finished 1 point below. I played my first 2 days. I did not play the third day. I was pretty tilted, actually, after my second day. I got very unlucky in my last 2 games that I lost both. I was up to 15, I think, 60 at one point. So for a while there, I thought I could have a chance at qualifying. But I think the Raichu on the team and the Dracovish on the team ended up letting me down a little bit. I didn't really get into discussing what the Raichu did. So the Raichu had Volt Switch to activate the Celesteela's weakness policy, and also to provide like switching support and rotation. It had Fake Out to offer. It had Fake Out to offer Fake Out support. It also had Nuzzle to give some sort of speed control to the team. Hold on. Okay. It also had it had a little bit of... It had a lot of speed. I think it was max speed, and I think it might have been max special attack as well. I probably would have changed it to max HP if I could go back and do something about that, because I didn't really ever feel comfortable volt switching my Celesteela, which I think was a big problem. I probably should have led those and done that more, because I think that's something that I theoried a bit more, but I never actually put into practice. Dusclops was Trick Room, Nightshade, Pain Split, Haze, and Dusclops was a super strong member of my team. Nothing I would change about that Dusclops at all whatsoever, unless, like I said, I had a weakness policy Glastrier or something to activate. But yeah, that was an incredible member of the team. The Raichu's last move was Eerie Impulse, which if I had to go back, I would probably change it to, I don't know. Like I said, I probably would just drop Raichu in general because I don't think Weakness Policy Celesteela is necessarily the strongest Pokemon. Especially because my team was already weak to fire. I almost had the Dynamax Celesteela and just pray that I got hit by a fire move because it just wasn't doing enough damage otherwise. But if I hit myself with Volt Switch and then I got hit with the fire move, I was in some big trouble. So I kind of had to gamble a little bit in a lot of scenarios. I also didn't have a reliable like Max Quaker because Venusaur has Earth Power, but the damage wasn't incredible. And a lot of fire types like Incineroar and Entei are running Sugar Berry right now, and so my only rock type move was Celesteela. So I think something like Nihilego could have also been pretty good, just as a support option to just hit those fire type Pokemon for some good damage. And like I said, Dracovish I felt like just didn't do enough damage, and I couldn't ever Dynamax Dracovish as well, which is another problem. I did Dynamax Dracovish in one game actually. I take that back, and it was it was a good choice, and Dracovish actually won me the game in that one. But it is Sandrush Dracovish, Choice Banded. It's got Vicious Rend, Outrage, Earthquake, Psychic Fangs, because I didn't want to run into like screens and just get absolutely walled. It just died too fast, honestly. So if I had to go back, like I said, I would probably change that to Urshifu Water. But yeah, if I had to go back and do the whole thing again from the beginning, like 2 weeks before the tournament, I would probably have prepared a little bit more, and made the team a little bit faster. I made the team pretty much in like the day before the tournament or the day of the tournament. And like I said, I would have theoried it a bit more and built a better team. I was thinking about using Moltres for a while, and I might still have done that. I might have thrown Life Orb Moltres on this team for Raichu, for instance, and thrown the Focus Sash on Venusaur. I think that could have been an incredible option, actually. But yeah, like I said, it was alright. The team was good, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, and I felt, not shortchanged, but, I felt like I had a hand tied behind my back a little bit by my team building, which is never a good thing. You kind of always want to be rolling, like, your best possible team or, like, a very, very good team so that you have all the tools you need at your disposal, but I never felt like I had that. For instance, this team also doesn't have any terrain control, and I got rolled by a Psychic Spam team, and that's, I didn't expect to see any of those, but I should have had some form of terrain control on my team, I think, and I got hit by Rillaboom really, really hard. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much my whole team report. I don't think I'll be playing any games with this team on the ladder because, like I said, I just didn't really enjoy playing with it that much. Like I said, I felt shortchanged a little bit. However, I will be playing with a variant of it on my YouTube channel very soon. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.